Hello humans, I'm the AlienDoctor, but you can call me Alien, and welcome back to another episode of AlienCraft Season 2. Obviously this is my survival world, and yeah, today we are going to be doing a bunch of stuff and things, although I need to turn on my shortest shields resource pack, 1 second. Much better. So let's actually go over what we did in the last episode, in the previous episode. So obviously we built up this lovely house here, and yeah, I am still kind of happy with the way it looks, especially because I'm really just not good at building. Also, if you're wondering how I'm doing these zooms, then I actually have made a tutorial all about it, so you should go and check that out. But yeah, and then if we pop down over there, then you will see the slime farm. Now, it has just occurred to me that last episode we didn't finish the slime farm, and in between episodes I haven't had a chance to finish it either. So the slime farm is still unfinished for now, and it's probably going to stay unfinished for a while because I don't actually think adding these extra spawning layers are going to do that much, and I just want to move on with other projects and haven't really had a chance to do the slime farm yet. So we're going to leave it as it is for now. I don't think it's going to affect our rates that much because, yeah, I mean, as you can see, we're still smelting down all the cobblestone that we need. There is probably something else I've done in between episodes and I just can't remember what it is because that's generally what tends to happen, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, where's my helmet? Is that my helmet? It feels like ages since I last played on here. But yeah, anyway, today's episode, we are actually going to move a villager over here because I want to start work on the raid farm. So basically, raid farms are like actually a really good farm in Bedrock Edition and are one of those few like farms which is actually worth building, or few mob-based farms that are worth building. And that might be a problem because these guys aren't meant to actually spawn outside of the spawning spots. So if we just go inside here, then you may be able to notice I've put a bunch of glass here. Let's just kill those guys. So yeah, I've put a bunch of glass here to basically stop them from spawning. However, it would appear that they're still spawning here for some reason. And so they might be spawning on one of these outer bits and then, you know, like jumping off or just, you know, going down the stairs like a normal person. So yeah, I'm not fully sure why that's happening because as you saw earlier, there was some down there and there shouldn't be any because they should all be like essentially spawned and then just trapped in this glass, which means we may have two spawning spots on here. Now, unless they've changed it, which I think is like very unlikely, you only have two spawning spots if it's over a chunk border. So we're going to need to figure out if this is over a chunk border. Now, in the current version of Minecraft Bedrock Edition, chunk border resource packs are actually broken, which means the easiest way right now to actually find chunk borders is to actually go out of the game and head over to a website called Chunkbase. If we click here on the biome and then make sure we have Bedrock Edition selected, as well as typing in our seed, which I will do right now. And yeah, as you can see, this is the AlienCraft seed. So the next thing we need to do is actually get our coordinates. So yeah, let's do that. And the easiest way to do that is just going to be to screenshot it real quickly. There we go. And I have it open up on my second screen so that I can see right here. And we just need now to type in the X and the Y coordinate. So let's do that. And actually, yeah, I am going to keep this back on there. When I say the X and the Y, I obviously mean the X and the Z, because the Y doesn't matter. And there we go. So, yeah, we actually might be on a chunk border then. So if we just hover over this chunk, then it will actually show us the chunk borders. So you can see here, I can't really like hover over it. For some reason, it only shows me that when my mouse is not on the actual website. It's kind of strange like that. But we can see here the chunk is from 176 to 56 to 191 to 271. So now I'm going to actually use this information to mark out the chunk borders, and we are going to take another screenshot of that because yeah. So now if we go back to the game, then We are going to need some blocks first. Let me get some blocks. So I just came back after getting some blocks. We can see here, they've spawned again. Now, this might just be a patrol, because obviously you do also get pillager patrols. And let's go back and sleep. But yeah, you obviously do get pillager patrols. However, they're pretty much always out there, which suggests that's a hard word to say sometimes. But yeah, it suggests to me that they are potentially still spawning in multiple spawning spots, potentially where we haven't actually put any glass, which is kind of a bad thing. And do I even... No, I moved my bed in there, didn't I? Oh my gosh. So yeah, the fact that there are multiple pretty much always spawning out here really does suggest to me that there are multiple spawning spots up there, or 2 to be exact. Yeah, look, see that there's more out here. So either they're spawning out here, which you're actually not meant to do, or the more likely option is they're spawning up there because they're meant to spawn up there, and then just falling off, or obviously going down the staircase. But like, that could be a good thing because it should actually improve the rates of our farms. So yeah, now I'm going to use this netherrack to mark out chunk borders. But yeah, this is the spawning spot. Like, this is definitely a spawning spot because they're always there. So I reckon there's another spawning spot over here. Okay, so I've marked out the chunk borders using the information from chunk base. So we can see here, that's one, over to here, and then over to here. Now what it might be is that if the chunk border is actually going through here, they may be spawning on this block right here. Now I want to do a bit more testing because that could mean that we have a dual spawning spot outpost, which I've never had before. So what we're going to do is actually head over to a creative copy of the world. So I'm going to link this video that someone called Old Guy made, or his channel anyway, is called Old Guy, and he actually made a video all about the Minecraft Bedrock structure spawn mechanics, and in this he obviously talks about the pillager outposts and their structure mechanics. I would recommend it if you are interested in this sort of thing, because I don't really have enough time to go through the entire thing. Okay, so I'm here in a creative copy, which means obviously we can go and yeah, go into creative mode, and we can also clear our inventory because why not. And yeah, so here we've got these spawning spots, as you can see, and I actually believe that, you see, but the problem is I'm not sure how it marks out the chunk borders, but look, you can see another one spawned. So we're going to count out this chunk and just double check that these are definitely correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so that means that the actual chunk border is along here. So in between these two blocks is an invisible border. Now that means that technically this flag is in a different chunk. It's in this chunk because these are 2 separate chunks, meaning that we've got more spawning spots. So the next thing that we need to do is figure out where those spawning spots are. The easiest way to do that is to use glass panes or like iron bars or whatever. But yeah, this is good. This means we're actually going to have a fairly efficient outpost farm, and they should only be in this area, the extra spawning spot. However, I'm going to put glass all the way around because I just want to double check. I guess we should also just do this as well, because if they're... I don't think this is possible, but there might even be a slight chance that it's spawning down there on the floor, or like on that bit, which would actually be a massive pain for our sorting system. But here we go. So if one of them spawns on like this log here, for example, then I'll spawn in between the glass. We'll also just grab ourselves a sword and get rid of the ones that have already spawned, because obviously the mob cap. So now, to actually get mobs to spawn, we just need to go away. I can't actually remember the exact amount of blocks. It doesn't really matter. Just if we just unload it and then reload the chunks, then we should get some spawns in there. So yeah, this is almost definitely far enough. And I'm not going to go all the way out of my render distance because I'm playing on 32 chunks. But we should see, hopefully, that some pillagers have spawned here. Okay, well, none have spawned in the bottom or up there, which is a good sign. So I'm just basically going to keep rinsing and repeating this step until we actually get some spawns. Okay, so I've done this like multiple times at this point, and now none are spawning. What that means is most likely something is taking up the mob cap, because villagers should be... Wait, what? Was that there before? I'm going to have to watch back that recording. Did he spawn down here? So this is now Alien from the future, kind of confused, because if we just play this back a little bit, then we'll be able to see that, like, he spawns right there. So he spawns on the ground, and I've been trying to figure out, like, why is he spawning on the ground? It's, like, super strange. Let's just replay that again. So look, he does literally spawn there on the ground. And I've been thinking about how this was actually possible, and I have come to the conclusion that basically he was trying to spawn up here on the like actual area where they're meant to spawn. However, there was no blocks for him to spawn, so instead he spawned down here. I did not actually think that was possible, so that means that in theory you can like sort of change the layer of the spawning spot, whereas I just assumed the spawning spot had to be that level, and if there weren't blocks there, they wouldn't be able to spawn. So that's actually really interesting. You might not find it as interesting as me, but like still, that's just like wow, I wasn't expecting that to happen. I'm gonna be honest. Well, just because at this point I don't even know. Maybe no, they shouldn't be able to fall off. How? How is this possible? How was there one there? Okay, I'm going to do /kill at E as well. That's just to make sure that like everything is 100% dead. And strange, some of that text is blue. But yeah, now that means that all the villagers and mobs and literally everything is dead. And then I'm gonna put glass on every like possible area that a mob could spawn on potentially. Maybe. Even though they should only be able to spawn up there. Like, I don't understand why this is happening, if I'm being completely honest. Because my understanding was that the pillagers would spawn here. However, I was clearly wrong. Because there was one down there. Unless it was already there and I just hadn't noticed it. So I have put glass in literally every area to make sure that it does not matter where they spawn on this outpost, because they will get trapped in glass unless they're spawning outside the outpost. But we're just going to assume they're not doing that for the moment. I think, should I remove the chunk borders? In fact, I know what would be a better idea is to just put a hole in the floor and this be the chunk border area, and then there's no chance of the pillagers actually spawning on like these blocks. Although I don't think they should be able to do that, but like villagers have been doing a lot of things that I didn't think they were meant to be able to do. Anyway, so, better to be safe than sorry, I guess. Okay, so I've just killed all of the mobs in the area, all the entities. So nothing should be taking up the mob cap. We're now going to go backwards. How did the horse die? Okay, well, the horse died very delayed, but still, we're going to go backwards. And, well, yeah, you can even see, like, part of the outpost is unloaded, which kind of just shows that it is definitely in multiple chunks, I guess. Okay, I know when I was like zooming in, it makes it look a lot further or a lot closer than I actually am. But yeah, I should almost 100% be further away. So we're going to fly back over here with the elytra now. And I'm using the elytra just because it's kind of quicker, I think. And as it comes into view, have we caught any pillagers is the question. What? How? Is that... Okay. Okay. So, because obviously it's these banners that are in the next chunk, does that mean that they're potentially spawning on top of the banner and then falling down? So the next thing I'm going to do is just place blocks here, just to see, because how? This isn't a... I just don't understand this, honestly. Like... Or maybe I am just missing something, like maybe I have just forgotten about a mechanic, but I'm sure that this is not how it's meant to work, but you know what, I'm determined to figure it out, honestly. So with even more glass panes, let's go back once again and see. Wait, look, we've got it. We didn't have to... Oh, okay. Right, this is interesting. So we do have two spawns. Because we've got a spawn over there. And a spawn right here, which would have been on top of the banner, I think. Or I guess no, it's like spawning on this log, but then falling down, I think. Okay. Interesting. I was not expecting this to be the outcome, honestly. But I guess it is also the most logical outcome. So yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense that he's spawning there. Which means, well, I guess technically he's spawning on one of these blocks. Because these logs aren't actually in a different chunk to the spawning spot over there. Okay, right, I'll get down the coordinates of this then. I guess we're just going to have a really efficient farm. My only worry is when I'm at the AFK platform, which will be somewhere over here, I don't know how high it is. Okay, hopefully we don't have to make any modifications to the farm for this to actually be loaded. I don't think we should have to, because we are playing on like 8 chunks sim distance or whatever it is, the default basically. So yeah, okay, this should be okay, I think. So my next test is flying up and just seeing when he despawns. And no, he's just out of the render distance. It's a bit of a pain, isn't it? What? He's still there. Okay, yeah, so we can go like pretty high and he'll still be loaded, which is good. And whoa. More have spawned. Something that might be happening. Oh no, they've spawned over there. Wow. That's a lot. So yeah, this is why raid farms are so good, but this is like a dual raid farm. Like, we might actually have to try and build like a stacked raid farm or something, because... Wow, okay, 2 spawning spots. This is literally... I cannot tell you how good this is, guys. Like, this is really good. So, I'll mark out the areas, I guess, of where these guys are spawning in the actual world. I'll write down the coordinates and then mark out the areas. But yeah, this is really good. Like, this is insanely good. Okay, so I've marked out the 2 spawning spots right here and obviously right here. Now, the spawning spots cannot be on either of these blocks. They have to be on one of these 2 blocks because these 2 blocks are in the same chunks as that spawning spot over there. So back on the actual world now, as you can see, the spawning spot is over here, and then the other spawning spot is actually, I have marked it out, it's just kind of a bit small to see. So it's on these 4 blocks, and then these blocks as well. Wait, let me see, the screenshot's really small. Yeah, these 4 blocks. So now we're actually going to begin the build-up of the actual farm. If you want to build this farm, it's designed and the tutorial is by Silent Whisperer. I built his raid farm before, and yeah, I have no reason not to build it again. To be honest, I also kind of like the way it looks because other ones have the AFK point in different places and stuff, and I just kind of prefer... okay, there's some stuff happening here, but yeah, I kind of just prefer the way that the other ones look. Also, is this a problem with Render Dragon? I've heard that, like, after the Render Dragon update, things have been weird, but never actually seen it before. If we update these... Nope, they are properly... Okay, right. Okay, relogging has fixed the problem, so if you ever get into any problems, weird problems like that, with chunks not loading and stuff, generally, relogging is just your best bet. So for most people, gunpowder is a pretty massive problem for rockets, or for crafting rockets, because they obviously want gunpowder to craft rockets, but I have plenty of gunpowder. What I seem to always be lacking is the sugarcane, or more specifically the paper, to, you know, actually craft up said rockets. So it turns out I only have 1 piece of sugarcane here, which means I can't have any rockets, which means I can't go to a jungle to get bamboo, because you need to make scaffolding for a raid farm, and you need, obviously, bamboo to make scaffolding, which means, yeah, I kind of stuck. And you may remember that, like, there was that video where I went to a jungle to get bamboo. However, I actually, like, the world kind of reset after that video accidentally. I can't remember what happened. We had to go to an older backup, basically, and everything in that video, including the skeleton farm I built, was lost. And now blazes are going to kill me. Brilliant. So yeah, that means I actually have to fly using non-existent rockets to get back to the jungle biome. So yeah, I'm not sure how I'll do this, but I'm probably not going to show that many more clips of it because it's probably kind of boring to watch. So I'll just get on with it, I guess. Something which is going to help me a lot is actually using the Silk Touch pickaxe I have to mine all this glass. This is just going to mean that I can, you know, obviously use the glass for other projects if I obviously need to do, which I'm sure at some point I will. So I've been doing a little bit of resource gathering, and as you can see, this is what we've got. So we actually need to use all this bamboo and all this string to make scaffolding, because yes, I actually did manage to find enough sugarcane to get enough rockets to yeah, actually fly back to that jungle biome. So here we go, and this should be enough scaffolding, I think. I don't think we need a massive amount. Something that we are going to need a lot of is leaves, and I do think we've got enough leaves. Now, something that we also need is a locator map. I'll have to check if I've already got one, because there is a chance I might. But if not, we're going to need to get some paper to actually, you know, like, farm ourselves some... Oh, wait, no, we've got sugarcane right here. Wait, was that here earlier? I bet it was. But yeah. So, we need to make a locator map so that we can see which direction is which. So, like, whether we're facing, like, east or west or north or... I think we need to face southwest. I can't really remember. I guess I'll just, like, watch the tutorial. But yeah, I am going to be following a tutorial for this, and pink sheeps are incredibly rare. I might have to get a lead for that. But yeah. As you can also see, I have put glass around both of the spawning spots now, meaning that, you know, these pillagers are going to stop escaping down there. I'm also considering letting the iron golem free. It could actually come in handy for something, maybe. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, anyway, as you can see, these are the two spawning spots that we have. And now I'm basically just torturing them. Let me put them out of their misery. Not that one though, because that's got bad omen and I don't want to get that effect. But yeah, anyway, let's actually get on with building the farm, I guess. Before we do that, I should also mention about the stone bricks. This is probably not going to be enough, realistically. I don't know, well, we've got some smelting down at the slime farm, so we'll just have to use this for now and then, you know, continue farming it later. A massive problem for me on this world is wood or just fuel for furnaces. I've basically put all of the wood that I have into the furnaces to actually smelt down the stone that we need. But yeah, I think what we'll probably do is go into a time lapse of me actually building this thing, a third person one of course, because yeah, hopefully this video won't be too long. I might also do some of it in a live stream, because I'm currently doing daily live streams for a week to celebrate 100 subscribers. So yeah, maybe we'll do that. I've still not decided yet. But yeah, let's see. So a bit more stone. We'll take that because we will probably need it. Obviously, it was going to be used on the slime farm. However, I feel like the raid farm is more important. Something else we're going to need is these tridents. These are obviously from our drowned farm. So as you can see, I have just got back from doing a live stream where we actually completely built up this farm. That's right, it is completely finished, other than the sorting system, which we'll do in the future because I don't have enough iron for the hoppers. So yeah, I'll have to do some mining or potentially just build an iron farm. I think we'll probably build an iron farm, to be honest. But yeah, as you can see, this farm works. Now, I actually want to show you how it works, though, because I think it's important that you understand how it works. Or maybe it isn't, I don't know. But I'm still going to explain it anyway. So, I'm going to split the farm up into 3 sections. The first section is the pillager outpost. The second one is that little scaffolding layer here. And the third one is all the way up there, in the actual, like, raid thing over there. So what we have going on in the actual outpost isn't a lot. As you can see, we have covered it in leaves, and there are also 2 trident killers here. That's because obviously we have 2 spawning spots, one here and one here. Now, what we have done is used glass, so you can see there, that block right there is where they spawn, with their head in the glass, which then pushes them into that trident killer. They will then die. Now, the reason why we are farming their drops down here is because a banner pillager will spawn, or a pillager captain, which will obviously then die from the trident killer, giving me the bad omen effect like I have right here. That same thing is then mirrored on this side as well. The pillagers to spawn, we actually have to be a minimum distance away. This layer of scaffolding actually represents the minimum distance, so pillagers are actually able to spawn in there right now, and I don't think we're going to see any spawn. Oh wait, no, we just saw one spawn. Brilliant. So yeah, this is the minimum distance we have to be away from them to spawn down there. If we come up here, we actually have a villager up there, which is obviously creating a village. So now, when I get the bad omen effect from down there, I will obviously start a raid. Now, raids cannot spawn on leaves and scaffolding. That's literally the only 2 blocks in the game that they can spawn. Raids could spawn on so many places. Literally, they can even spawn on extended piston arms. It's so bad. Which is why everything is covered in scaffolding or leaves like we have going on down there. So yeah, they'll spawn up there in water, get pushed down here into the kill chamber, where we can obviously kill them. Now, all of their drops will get dropped in this dropper system, and they will all drop into the hopper. Now, right now, we actually don't have a very permanent sorting system, and yeah, this actually does give us like loads of XP, doesn't it? But yeah, right now we have a very not permanent sorting system, I'm gonna be honest, and it's pretty much already nearly filled up, so you know, that is kind of a problem. So what we're actually going to do is turn off these bottom trident killers, and then we're just going to finish that raid that's up there, because yeah. And as you can see, the raid has now finished, and because we turned off the lower trident killers, we're not going to get the bad omen effect anymore. Obviously, if they were on, then we would have got the bad omen effect and started another raid. So yeah, that's how the raid farm actually works. And as you can see, some of the drops that we get from this place include emeralds, enchanted iron gear, crossbows, saddles, all the witch drops, and totems, which is actually a pretty big one, as well as enchanted books. It doesn't. Riptide could come in handy, Curse of Vanishing isn't. Gunpowder will come in handy, the potion will come in handy, but technically they're not meant to drop, that's actually a bug. But yeah, that's pretty good if you ask me, honestly. So, and yeah, as you can see, even more of these guys have spawned. It doesn't really matter if we keep them in here, they'll just despawn eventually when we go far enough away. But yeah, that's gonna actually be it for today's video, sort of. So the next thing you're gonna see is just a bunch of time lapses of me actually building this farm, all recorded on a live stream at twitch.tv/TheAlienDoctor_. You can also find the live stream replays if you want on my second channel, Alien2. But yeah, that's going to do it from me. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the time lapses.